everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a testing new makeup products video. I have done one of these before, but it's been a very long time and I've accumulated so many products recently that I've pretty much got enough for a full face. Aside from my concealer, corrector, foundation and setting powder, I think everything else is new, including my moisturizer and my eye cream, and 90% of it I've literally just opened up and used for the first time and put it on my face. So I thought I would just film this for you, give you my first impressions. It's worth noting that this is not a review, especially not for the skincare. Skincare takes about 6 weeks to test out, and the makeup I need to play around with a little bit more, test how long it actually stays on my face, what it looks like at the end of the day, and just stuff like that. So this is just my first impressions. You're just gonna see me as I open up all these boxes and play around with some makeup. I must admit, there are a couple of things in here that really surprised me. A couple of things that I really wasn't expecting to like at all, and I really do like. There's also something that everyone raves about, and I thought I would love it too, and I'm kind of on the fence. So I'm not going to ramble on anymore. If you want to see how I created this look, then please keep watching. I'm going to start off actually with this Pixie Nourishing Lip Polish. I have used this before. There's actually a review on my blog, but I really like this. I love the packaging of this. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on camera actually. It has some little spikes on the end. It's really good for exfoliating your lips, and I think it contains grapefruit oil. It doesn't say on this, but I think it contains grapefruit oil, but it smells really nice and it's like a lip oil, so it just feels so nice and hydrating on the lips. I like to put this on first just to exfoliate my lips and prepare them for lipstick application. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I just squeeze the tiniest amount of product out. You don't need too much, and you just exfoliate your lips like so. Because I love matte lipsticks and I wear a lot of liquid lipsticks, my lips tend to get very dry, especially at this time of year. So this is such a nice overnight treatment, pre-lipstick application treatment, and it's just really nice to throw into your handbag as well. So I really like this actually. Next I'm going to go in with eye cream. I've got this brand new one from Embryolisse. It's called the Contour de Year eye contour cream. I've never used this one before. I really struggle with eye creams because it's very hard to know if they're actually working, and it's quite a difficult product I think to review, but I like the tube. I like that you don't have to stick your fingers into pots. Oh, this is really nice actually. I really like this. It doesn't smell of much. I do have a little bit of a blocked nose because I'm kind of coming down with something. But I really like this lightweight formula actually. It feels quite hydrating under the eyes, so I'm going to continue using this for a while. It feels quite tacky as well, so maybe that will work quite nice as a base for corrector and concealer. I'm quite impressed with this actually. It feels like it's sunk into the skin quite quickly, which is always nice. Moving on to moisturizer, I was so excited about this when I first received it, and I've still kept it in its box because I wanted to photograph it, and I just haven't had the time. Like, if you follow me on any of my social media, you'll kind of see that I've gone a little bit AWOL recently, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and I've always wanted to try this. I just want to see what the fuss is all about. In fact, this box is so fancy that I'm not even, oh, that's very fancy. I wasn't sure how to open this. Apologies if the lighting's just changed. I've just had to adjust the settings, so I feel like I was maybe a little bit overexposed, but this is what it kind of looks like. I don't want it to drop. Oh, I'm just really excited to use this, can you tell? It smells quite nice actually. It's very subtle, but again, I don't know if it's because I've got a blocked nose or not. Quite nice. I'm just going to use a little bit off this lid because I may still be able to photograph it, and there's quite a lot of product on here. It's quite nice and cooling. I will say it's quite thick compared to a moisturizer I would normally use. It's not that thick actually. I've used one from Elizabeth Arden and I remember that being quite terrible actually. It was way too heavy and thick for my skin. This feels really nice actually. I think as you sort of rub it into your face, the scent comes out more and it smells quite nice and fresh and light, I want to say. I'm terrible at describing scents, but it's not offensive. Next, I'm going to go in with like a dewy primer. I've got a choice of two. I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow, which I've been using quite a lot and I really like it, but I've been using this with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation, and I think I need to continue testing it with a different foundation because that's quite a glowy foundation anyway, so I want to kind of figure out if this still works just as well with something that's maybe a bit more matte. So I will get back to you on this one, but I really like it. My skin hasn't reacted badly to it. It's almost got like a gold shimmer to it, and it just really adds a little bit of oomph to your skin and wakes it up, especially if it's looking a little bit dull. So I really, really like this. But I think today I'm going to go in with this. I've never used this before. It's the Burberry Nude Radiance Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base. I'm a little bit worried because it looks a little bit pink toned, unlike the Charlotte Tilbury, but can we just appreciate how beautifully packaged this is? I just love fancy packaging. Like, I'm such a sucker for nice packaging, but I'm just gonna put this all over my face, and yeah, I'm not gonna use too much of this because it looks quite pearlescent, a little bit too pink, and I don't know, maybe I'll start off just on the tops of my cheeks. Wow. That's very subtle. I think you can see it more on camera than I can see it in real life. Oh no, actually I do quite like that. It doesn't help that I've got loads of breakouts on my cheeks. My skin is just a little bit awful at the moment. I'm just kind of putting this on all the places I'd highlight because I'm still not sure that I want it all over my face. No, I like it. It's going all over my face. Let's get one more pump. This is like a third pump, so maybe 2 proper pumps is what you would need. Okay, do you know what? Now that I'm looking in the mirror, I can see that my skin, it's instantly like lifted my skin. It looks a lot more radiant, it looks a lot more glowy. There's no pink, which is great. I really, really like it, and I feel like it'd be quite nice just to wear on its own if you didn't want to wear foundation. At the moment, I wouldn't do that, but my skin is just not playing ball right now. So far, I think this gets a huge thumbs up from me. What I'm actually going to do is just go away and do my concealer corrector and my foundation, just because I don't think you need to see it on camera. You see me do this all the time. I'm just using my Bobbi Brown corrector in the shade Dark Peach. Then I'm going to use a Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y385. I use this all the time. And I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm just going to put on my base and I'll come back and show you the rest of the makeup. I'm just going to clip my hair back before I forget. I don't know if I'm looking a little bit blue on camera. I think it's the lighting today because it's such a dull day. There we go, that's a bit better. So I've got my base on. My face looks very flat at the moment because I've got nothing else on. I think what I'm going to do next is go in with eyebrows. And I've got this new Eyelure. Is it Eyelure or Eyelure? Eyelure and Fleur de Force Brow Define Pencil in the shade Dark. I was very kindly sent all 3 shades. There's light, medium and dark, but I'm pretty sure I am the shade Dark. But this is really unique actually. So yeah, it is a dual-ended pencil. It comes with a lighter tone on one end and darker tone on the other. So you put the lighter tone first and then go out to a darker tone if you wanted that faded look. Let me try the lighter tone actually. As you probably know, I don't really use brow pencils. I tend to use more gels and pomades. For some reason, I just find them a bit easier to work with, and my brows are quite full anyway, but I just like to make them look fuller. This is quite cool tone, which is always good. I don't like warm tones on my brows. Let me use the darker tone. Because I'm so used to using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow brush, I really miss the fact there's no spoolie on the end. Obviously this wouldn't be able to have one because it is double-ended. I actually really like the darker tone on this pencil, and it's really easy to work with. It's quite creamy, it doesn't drag on the skin, and I really like that. It's just quite hard, I think, to get a sharp line. Yeah, so I'm actually quite happy with that. I really like that. I think it's quite a good colour match for my hair. I've switched to the lighter shade again. I just want to give this another go. I'm not so sure that this fading is really noticeable on my brows, just because they're quite dark anyway. I do like this brow pencil. It is very easy to use. I really, really like the darker end of the pencil. This is definitely something that I would use on like a daily basis because it's just quicker than squeezing a bit of gel out onto the back of my hand and going in with the brush and stuff like that. So I really, really like this. I'm just not that keen on the lighter tone for me personally. Next, I'm gonna go in with eyeshadow. I went to a Sleek event a few weeks ago. I didn't vlog it because I didn't have my camera then, but in the goodie bag, they gave us a few bits. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I just can't get into it without ruining my nails. Right, there we go. This is the eyeshadow palette. It's the Eye Divine. I'm pretty sure all their palettes are called Eye Divine. Mineral-based eyeshadow palette, and the name of it is A New Day. It looks great, actually, right up my street because it's all neutral shadows. This actually looks like such a beautiful palette. I didn't realise there were so many orangey tones in here. Oh, it looks lovely. I'm not going to go too crazy on the eyes. I don't have a primer to test either, so I'm just going to throw a few shadows on, because normally when I test eyeshadows, I do it with and without a primer. 90% of stuff creases on me anyway, but this eye cream isn't like a wet formula. It's absorbed into the skin quite quickly, so I feel like maybe it'll work. I'm going to go in with this cool sort of taupey tone. It's a bit too pale for me actually without a primer. Next I want to go in with this orangey shadow on the same brush to take it all in the crease. I'm really impressed with these shadows actually. They're not chalky, there is a little bit of fallout, but they're so pigmented and they're really easy to blend. I mean, they're not the most pigmented eyeshadows in the world, but I quite like them. They're very easy to work with. They're great for somebody possibly just starting out with makeup. I would say on first impressions you definitely need to use a primer with this, especially if you have pigmented eyelids. You definitely need like a base of some sort. Maybe something like a MAC paint pot in soft ochre or painterly would work quite well. But I'm going to go in with the bronzy one next to it. Very autumnal, because I think I have an orange lipstick here and that will work quite nicely. This is nice actually, it's very subtle. I must admit that I am so impressed with this, it's not even funny. I didn't have very high expectations. I'm not a drugstore snob, but it's been a long time since I've used makeup from the drugstore and I was a bit like, is it gonna be any good? But actually this is so good. This is such a great palette and I'm sure it's like less than £10 or something. It's ridiculously affordable. Oh, I love this, I'm so impressed. I really like this. I'm gonna go away and do my concealer and set my under eye concealer with powder and then just finish off the eyeshadow underneath the eyes because I didn't do my concealer. Okay, so I've done my concealer and I'm back, but I've just had to like adjust the light settings again. It is such a dull day today and I don't have like my ceiling lights on, so I've just had to put them on. And I don't know if this is going to alter the way the makeup looks, so I'm really sorry. But once I'm done with my face, I'm going to have a look at the footage and then I'll show you a close-up properly of exactly what the makeup looks like, because I may have to put my ring light on for this. I'm actually just going to use the darkest brown shade in here on my outer V and run it along the lower lash line too, just because I feel like it needs a little bit of oomph to it. It's not even funny how impressed I am. Like, I'm so excited for this palette. There we go, I've gone for a bit of a smoky eye. I'm going to move on to eyeliner. Now I actually have a choice of two. I've used one of them. This one is the Revlon Colorstay 2-in-1 Angled Cardinal, and I've used this before. I'm allergic to everything on my waterline, everything but the Lancome Kohl Hypnose pencils. I don't know why. This one actually seems to work all right, but it's very hard to use it as a top eyeliner because it isn't precise and I'm used to liquid or gel, and this one's actually quite thick, so I don't know how well this is going to work. I might try it. I could mess this up completely. And then I also found this MAC pencil the other day. I got this in my goodie bag when I went to go and see Aladdin back in May, and I completely forgot about it. It's the Eye Kohl in the shade Fascinating. It's a white pencil. I have never used white pencils under my eyes. I feel like it's going to be a bit too harsh for this makeup look, so I'm just going to go with this Revlon one because I actually kind of like it and it's quite easy to blend. It comes with a little brush on the end as well. Today's like a double-ended everything day, but it comes with a little brush which I can't remember if that's good or not. So let me just give it a go and let's see what I think. It's quite creamy, but it's not too creamy. I think when pencils are too creamy, for me particularly, they just get into my eyes and irritate my contact lenses, and that's what I don't like. So I like that this one is kind of somewhere in the middle. I've never tight lined with this before. There we go. So I feel like that's just made me look a little bit more awake. I'm just gonna put this on the outer corner just because I want to test the brush and just see how well it works. Okay, the brush isn't the best, but it isn't too bad. You have to work really quickly though because it sets pretty fast. It's actually quite nice. Like I never wear pencil eyeliner on top. I never have. I don't know why. I just prefer something a bit more bold. I'm going to try and flick it out, but that's not going to work. I actually really like that. It's very not me, but it kind of opens up my eyes a little bit if I just put it on the outer sort of third to half. Do you know what? I take back what I said. I actually really like the brush on this. It takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not a fine brush, but I don't know, it's really weird, but it's not actually prickly, so it feels quite nice to use on your eyes. I've got a choice of two mascaras actually. I've got the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara, which I haven't used yet, and the Revlon Mega Multiplier, which I think I used once, but I used it with another mascara, so I don't know which one to use. Let's use Urban Decay because I've just used the Revlon thingy-mabob. I've heard mixed things about this mascara actually. I love this packaging. Oh, look at that. It's quite chunky for a high-end mascara, I think, the packaging, but it's giving me all the mermaid vibes. I like it. Oh, the bristle looks good. The bristles even. It's not like a big fat bristle brush, so let's see if this works. I had my LVL lashes done the other day, so I'm not so sure about this, you know. I do sometimes have to wait like a week or two just for the formula to dry out a little bit. This isn't that wet. The brush is actually quite easy to use. My eyelashes are so non-existent. I have to go sideways just to coat them first. I don't know if this will hold a curl in my lashes. It's not quite like the Maybelline Lash Sensational, which is what I kind of compare everything to because it's the only mascara that really works for me. It's coating them better than the Lash Sensational. This is maybe a little bit more pigmented. I know I'm just throwing words at you, but this is just what this is just kind of what's going through my head while I'm trying to apply this. Oh, this is very thickening. I feel like it's maybe lengthened my lashes as well. I'm still kind of on the fence about this mascara. I'm not too sure. I will need to sort of test it out for a couple of weeks, or maybe wait a couple of weeks, see what happens when the formula starts to dry out a little bit. But I do really like what it's done to my lashes. I'm just not so sure that it will hold a curl in these lashes. And I know that my lashes are pretty good at the moment because I've just had LVL done about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so my lashes are normal as opposed to super lifted or super dropped, you know. I'm actually going to go in with this Revlon Mega Multiplier mascara, if I can open this one as well, on my bottom lashes just to test it. Oh, just to test it out. I'm not hugely keen on this big fat bristle brush, and the formula seems to be a little bit more wet. I should say that I've actually had this open for about a week or so. The pointy end is actually really easy because it's so slim, just to coat your bottom eyelashes, but I'm afraid this mascara isn't really doing much for me. There's just not much coming out. I'm not that keen on this mascara, I have to say. No, out of the two, I definitely prefer the Urban Decay one. First of all, I'm going to show you this Burberry contour stick in medium. I'm not really a fan of it. It's a bit too pale for my skin tone, but let me just show you anyway. It's very subtle, so it might be quite good for like daytime. I'm going to try it on the nose. I don't really like cream contouring my nose. I'm going to use this oval brush from Primark. It's quite a nice brush to contour with, especially for straight lines. So the Burberry contour is very nice for the nose because it's so pale. You don't get that muddy look, and if you sort of blend the wrong way or not quite in a straight line, it doesn't look so bad, but it doesn't really do a lot for my cheeks. It's very pale, so I'm not that keen on it. I've used it a few times. It might be great if you're having like a minimal makeup day, then it might be quite nice just to add a little bit of something, but for me personally, I could do like a darker shade. But moving on, I also have the Burberry Fresh Glow. This is also called Fresh Glow Nude Radiance. This is quite nice. Again, it doesn't do a huge amount for me, as you can see. Again, I quite like using it on the nose because it's not shimmery, it's just quite subtle. It's creamy enough to work with and blend. It doesn't like move makeup, and I just sort of pat it in like this. But again, it's very subtle. I feel like it could be a bit more pigmented, so I'm not in love with it, but it is quite nice on the nose, like I've said, and I think that looks okay. I'm doing a really quick job here, so I know I've been filming for a very long time. In fact, I've just remembered what I really like using this Fresh Glow Burberry Nude Radiance highlighter stick for is to highlight under my brow bone. I feel like this just really lifts that area, and it's really nice to just do this with, and I just blend it out and down a little bit into my eyeshadow with my finger, and I really like that because it's really subtle. Moving on, I think I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, just because I've wanted this for so many years, and I finally have it and I haven't used it yet. Oh, I just don't want to get this dirty. I just can't get over how all of her products are packaged. The secret that silver screen sirens have kept themselves for years. Oh, like this is like blinding. Oh my god, it is just... I just don't want to use, this is just too beautiful to use. I'm just going to do it. See, my brushes aren't really clean, so I don't actually know if this is old product or new. It looks a little bit orangey on me. Oh, I do like this actually. It's subtle, but not too subtle like the Burberry one. This is so nice. It's not something I would wear on a night out. It's definitely not. It's not dark enough for that. It's not great for like a dramatic makeup look, but this is actually beautiful. Oh my god. Blends really easily. I mean, I'm sure I don't need to say that. This is Charlotte Tilbury, you know. I'm really impressed with that. I really like that. Let's try out the highlight shade. Actually, first I want to go in with this Glossier Halo Scope in the shade Moonstone. I haven't used this. I don't think it's going to work for my skin, really. Done nothing? Can you even see anything? Oh, it's like a dewy thing. Let me try it on the inside of my wrist. I've just tried a bit there. It doesn't really do anything. It's kind of a bit icy. Maybe not. It looks okay. I've layered so many products on now that it's quite hard to tell. I'm not feeling that Glossier product. I'm just going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury again. The highlight shade. I don't want to dig my nail in, but the highlight shade with my regular Morphe M501 brush. Oh, actually, maybe that Moonstone's all right as a base. It's quite dramatic. So now this is going to be really hard to tell because I've layered so many products on, but oh, maybe I should have just done one side. I never learn. That is nice, but again, I don't know if it's nice because of the Glossier product underneath. It is very subtle. I wonder if she does different shades in these Film Star Bronze and Glows. I'm going to go with blush because I kind of forgot that earlier. I have used this before. It's a Pixie blush. I don't think I love it. It's a little bit too shimmery for my liking, but it's the Pixie and Aspen Ovard blush in the shade Rome Rose. It's actually not a blush, it's called a glowy powder, but it's a blush. It's kind of a shade that I would wear, but I think it's just a little bit too shimmery. And it's not that pigmented either. I've been using the Pixie eyeshadow palette. That was another YouTuber collab, and I really, really like that palette. Some of the darker shades are quite difficult to blend, but the rest of the palette is lovely. This blush doesn't go with the eye makeup look. I'm not that keen on this one, unfortunately. I much prefer the palette, the Fixing Mist. That lip polish is just absolutely incredible. I love that. And of course, the Caroline Hirons Double Cleanse, which is like my ultimate cleanser choice of life at the moment. This is a nice, the Charlotte Tilbury is nice for every day. I'd probably want something a little bit more intense for the evening, and I'm still on the fence about the Glossier thing. I know that they're all about skin, not about dramatic makeup, but I'm not so sure that that particular product really cuts it for me. Okay, last but not least, lipstick. I've just wiped away that lip oil that I had on. I got this in a goodie bag. It's Miss Gorgeous I Am Not Lipstick Cosmetics Applicator. There's no shade on it. I think it's orange because the top part's orange. MG Pro. Miss Gorgeous Pro. Okay, that's what I'm assuming it is. Oh my god. The reason this doesn't have a shade is because it's not a lipstick. It doesn't even say what it is, does it? Oh, this is not a lipstick and it's not orange. This is a blending sponge. This is why it doesn't have a shade. I'm an idiot, I should really read. A unique compact design of blending sponge that easily carry it for touch up in everywhere. Roll it up whenever you need to. Provides the best protection that prevents any dirt sticking to it. So it's like a... That's just great. Now that I feel like an idiot, I'm going to go and actually find a lipstick and I'll be back. Such an idiot. Right, that was only slightly embarrassing. I now can't really find any lipsticks, but I've got these three relatively new ones from Burberry. I think I have a review of these on my blog as well. So if you are interested, do go and check it out. These are really great. They're the Liquid Lip Velvets, I think they're called. I don't really wear the deeper two shades because they're not really me. I prefer a nude lip, and I absolutely... Today is not my day, but I absolutely adore this nude shade. I just wear it all the time. I'm just going to put it on now and just show you. It is like a semi-matte finish. It's not quite a matte finish, but that's okay. I don't mind that it's a little bit different. It just feels like a mousse. It's so nice. There we go. I absolutely love this shade. Also, I should say the shade is... my eyesight is terrible. Fawn number 5. But like I said, it's all linked on my blog and there's a full review. So there we have it. This is a full face of makeup. I really like most things that I've tried. I'm on the fence about the Glossier thing, but when I went to have a look in the mirror a bit closer up, I really like the way that the Glossier thing and the Burberry thing, because I use this Burberry Fresh Radiance stick and then the Glossier one and then the Charlotte Tilbury. So maybe I need to like, this is nice on its own. This is really nice for down the bridge of the nose and under the brow bone. The Glossier thing, I'm kind of on the fence about. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more. And the Charlotte Tilbury, I really like the contour shade in this. I'm just not so sure that the highlight on its own, without layering things underneath, would work that well for me. And the Revlon mascara I didn't like. And oh, and the Pixie blush I am not that keen on. But everything else I kind of really like. So I feel like this is quite a successful video. I'm really happy with the way that my makeup turned out. I know that this whole lipstick thing was just a bit ridiculous, really. But I really hope you found this video helpful. I will be reviewing these products as and when I sort of use them a bit more. I may do like a short, speedy review on my channel, or I may do a blog post. So keep your eyes peeled for both. If you have a preference, or if there's anything in particular you'd like me to review, then please do leave me a comment down below and let me know. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, then please hit that bell notification. I think it's down there, or maybe there. I always get this wrong. If you click on that bell notification somewhere down there, you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. But I really hope you found this helpful in some way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.